Hello folks, this is Dustin with Serra Acura. Today I am going to go over 2023 Acura INTEGRA ASPEC technology. More specifically, I'm going to go over the vehicle settings for you. This video is going to be very in-depth. It's going to be kind of long, but I feel it'll have a lot of useful information for you folks that are looking to purchase one, or folks that have already bought one and just have more questions than answers. So strap in and let's go. So we have plastic covering on this because this is a new car. So there are a lot of settings in this vehicle that you can change, and you can customize this vehicle to what you prefer. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just go to vehicle settings. Now you can see up at the top here, you have driver 1. So that's indicating that whenever you start the car with the first key fob, or key fob number 1, whoever's driver 1, their settings will be automatically applied once you start the car. Which is nice because if you, or once again your secondary driver, have different preferences, you can change them and adjust them accordingly and just have them automatically saved. So the first thing that we're going to go with is the driver assist system setup. So with the driver assist system setup, this goes through all of your safety features and you can adjust the settings for them. So we have the forward collision warning distance. That once again is when you are not paying attention or for whatever reason you take your eyes off the road, a vehicle stops suddenly in front of you, the car will do everything in its power to apply the brakes and come to a complete stop. You can adjust the sensitivity of this. So by clicking this, you have the distance. You have long, normal, and short. Short makes the system less sensitive. Long makes it more sensitive. And then normal just keeps it at default for how Acura intended it when out of the factory. You can play with this, adjust this at any point in time. Once again, you can have 2 separate drivers with 2 separate settings. Your head-up warning. So that is for like your collision mitigation braking. Like I said, it will warn you and then it'll alert you and give you an audible beep, letting you know, hey, you need to apply the brakes. If you don't apply the brakes, the car will do it for you. You can turn this on or off. ACC forward vehicle detect beep. So this was the adaptive cruise control. Now, what that means is anytime that there is not a vehicle in your lane, and then one comes in your lane and the car picks it up, it'll beep. So anytime, for example, a vehicle is in front of you, they change into the middle lane, but then they decide, you know what, I want to go back in the right lane because I am about to miss my exit. Once the car picks up that vehicle again, it will beep, letting you know, hey, the car picked up the vehicle, you're good to go. You can have this on or off if you don't like audible alerts, but this is how you go into that setting in order to change it. And once again, you can change these at any point in time and just experiment with what you like. The road departure mitigation setting is once again another feature that you can adjust the sensitivity of. As a reminder, this was designed for in-city driving, so driving down main roads, back roads. If you start to veer out of your lane, the car will alert you and then bring you back in your lane if you don't correct it for you. You can adjust the sensitivity once again. So if you hug either side of the lane, I tend to hug more of the right side, but if you decide, or if you hug any side of the lane, you can make it narrow so that way it's not as sensitive. And all I had to do was just press that and it said item has been selected. But we're gonna go ahead and go back into that setting. You have normal, and then you also have wide. Wide is gonna make it way more sensitive. So if you do tend to hug either the left side of the lane or the right side of the lane, I would personally recommend keeping it at normal or narrow, but you can adjust it. Or if you don't want the car doing it at all, it can just warn you and you can press warning only. If you press warning only, the car will not adjust it for you. All it will do is alert you saying, hey, you need to get back in your lane. Lane keep assist suspend beep. So, as I said before, the lane keep assist is more designed for highway driving. When you're going 45 miles per hour or above, you will notice 2 lanes on your car. So you'll notice 2 lines on that car emblem right there. Once those turn green, then that is how you know that the car has picked up the lane that you're in, and it will do everything in its power to keep you centered in the lane. You can adjust alerts for it or not. So, if for whatever reason it does not detect a road line anymore, it can alert you via an audio beep, letting you know, hey, the car's not able to pick up the lane that you're in, keep your hands on the wheel, all that good kind of stuff. That usually happens when it's raining, or if there's a construction zone and the lines are a little wonky, the car may have a little bit of issue trying to pick that up. So we always recommend in those instances, keep your hands on the wheel and take control of the vehicle yourself. But if you would like an audible warning, you can get that just by pressing on, and then it'll automatically change that for you. As we scroll down, we have blind spot info. Once again, the ASPEC technology package does come with blind spot monitoring. Once again, it is on the left and right mirrors. Hopefully you can pick up that little icon right there. Why do you keep doing this? Sorry about that. Gimbal was acting a little weird. But what this does is you can adjust whether or not you want an audible and a visual alert, or just a visual alert. If you do just a visual alert, that means that the icon will only flash orange and it will not beep. If you have audible and visual, not only will the icon flash orange when someone's in your blind spot, but it'll also beep for you. Moving down to traffic sign recognition. Once again, it will tell you what the speed limit is. So it'll actually pop up a little sign in front of you, letting you know, hey, it's 60 miles an hour through here. It will also flash, letting you know if you're going over the speed limit. And you can have that as a display or none. Same with the traffic sign recognition speed limit warning. So if you want it flashing at you, letting you know that you're going over the speed limit, you can. If not, you can just press off and it'll turn it off for you. Speed limit warning threshold. All that means is that it tells you when, or you can decide when you want it to flash. So if you tend to go 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, you're not going to want it flashing at you. But let's say you're not paying attention and you're going a little bit faster than that, 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. Once you reach that threshold, then it will start flashing at you, letting you know that you need to slow down. Now, the driver attention monitor. This is really cool. So, if you are going on a long road trip and you have been driving for 4 hours without stopping, the car will play you a nice jingle, and it'll also vibrate the wheel, making sure that you're still paying attention and you're still awake. Now, right now it is turned off, but you can turn that on if you would prefer. Either just a tactile alert, which means it's just going to vibrate the wheel, or tactile and audible alert, where it'll play the nice little jingle for you, as well as vibrate the wheel to make sure that you're still awake and paying attention. And once again, that is if you are driving for 4 hours without stopping. Once you stop off to refuel, the car shuts off, it'll reset the timer for you. We're going into the rear sensor. So that once again is your parking sensor. So you can see here, let's see if, I'm just gonna pop that off. But you can see here that the color of the different warnings. So orange means that you're very close to an object. Red is going to say that you're pretty much on top of that object. And then yellow to the left there is going to say, hey, you got enough room, but just keep in mind how close you're getting. So we're going to go ahead and go back. So those are the driver assist system settings and how to get to them and how to adjust them. Like I said, play with it, experiment with what you like, and you can adjust it at any point in time. So now I want to go over the keyless access setup. So this adjusts how your doors respond and how your car locks when you are not using the key fob. So you have door unlock mode. So this is when you drive this is when you grab the door handle. So your car comes equipped with remote entry to where all you have to do is put your hand in the door handle and the car will unlock for you. By default, it is set to driver's door only, which means when you put your hand in the driver's door, it will only unlock the driver's door. You will have to manually unlock it for the passengers. You can change this to all doors. If you do that, when you put your hand in the driver's door, it'll automatically unlock all 4 doors. On the passenger side, if you unlock or if you put your hand in the door handle on the passenger side, it'll unlock just the passenger side and the driver's side doors. But once again, this is a setting you can change at any point in time. Experiment with it and see what fits you best. Keyless access light flash and access beep. I always advise my clients not to really mess with that. That just means that when you are locking and unlocking the car without using the key fob, it'll alert you, flashing the hazards and giving you an audible beep, letting you know, hey, the car is locked, or hey, you just unlocked the car. The ASPEC technology package does have remote start, and I will go over that in a little bit. But if you prefer not to have the remote start system active, you can always turn it off using this setting here. Lockout protection. So if the door is locked and closed, the keyless remote is not able to be located. The doors will unlock and a warning will sound. The driver can then locate the remote and the doors will relock in 15 seconds. This pretty much just makes it to where you cannot lock your car or lock your keys inside the car. So those are your keyless access setups. So now we're going to go over the lighting setup. So your car does come equipped with automatic high beam headlights. That means your brights will turn on automatically and shut off automatically if there is a vehicle or it senses light in front of you. If you prefer to just keep it traditional and you want to be in control of that yourself, you can always just turn it on or off using this setting here. Interior light dimming time, that's pretty self-explanatory. That just means when you close the door, the heads-up lights up here will stay on for, by default, 30 seconds. If you prefer it to be shorter, you can always change it to 15, or if you want it longer, you can change it to 60. Headlight auto-off timer. When all the doors are closed and the car is locked, you can decide how long you want the headlights to stay on for. So if you have a longer driveway and you park in the driveway and you want your driveway lit up, you can set it for a longer on time, 30 or 60 seconds. Or you can make it to where you can have them shut off automatically at 0 seconds. So when you close the doors and the doors are locked, the car will immediately shut off the headlights for you. We can go back. Auto light sensitivity. So this adjusts how sensitive the automatic headlights will be. So this will adjust how the how sensitive the automatic headlights are. So what this means is if there's a little bit of an overcast and you want the sensitivity to be max, that means even if there's a little bit of an overcast, the headlights will automatically kick on. If you change it to low, that means that it pretty much has to be night out for the automatic headlights to kick on. Now, your daytime running lights will always stay on, but this is for your headlights. Your car comes equipped with auto headlights with the wiper on, so that just means, especially in the state of Ohio, that just means that when it's raining and your head or your windshield wipers are active, the car will turn on the headlights for you. Pardon me. So that is the lighting setup settings. Now I want to go over the meter and the head-up display setup. So this is kind of what I already went over on the steering wheel. Same system. You can adjust it either through the touch screen or, once again, the scroll wheel here. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. You can reset your trip A and your trip B. Now I want to go over the door and window setup. So this is actually how you adjust how the doors lock and unlock, whether that's when you're driving, whether that's when you're parked. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this because I believe this is a very important feature to go over. So right now we have auto door lock set with vehicle speed. So what that means is when you are driving and you reach speeds between 8 to 10 miles per hour, the doors will lock automatically. You can adjust that to shift from park. So that means when you put the car in drive or in neutral or in reverse, the car will automatically lock the doors for you. Or if you prefer not to have them locked, you can keep it off. But right now, we'll just keep it with vehicle speed. Auto door unlock. So this is when you are done driving. Right now, by default, it is set to all doors when the driver's door opens. So that means that the doors will not unlock automatically until you open up the driver's door. You can have it to when shifted to park. And what that means is if you're in drive or you're in reverse, the moment you put the car in park, it automatically unlocks all the doors. Or you can have it with ignition off. So that means that the doors will not automatically unlock until you turn the car off. Or if you want to keep your kids locked in here, you can hit off and then the doors won't automatically unlock. Now you can still open up the doors using the lock right there, but it will not be automatic. So one of my favorite features is walkaway auto lock. Now, walkaway auto lock is a really cool feature because if you're like me, you have forgotten to lock your car. This takes care of that for you. So as long as the key fob is not in your car, all the doors are closed. As you walk away from the vehicle, you will hear one beep when you get 5 feet away from the vehicle. Once you get 10 feet away from the vehicle, you will hear a second beep. That second beep indicates that the car is locked. So I'm going to turn that on just so I can showcase that in a little bit. Lock presetting. So I believe that this is so now I'm going to go to the keyless lock answer back. Once again, I don't recommend to my clients messing with this. This just means that when you use the key fob to lock or unlock the car, it's just going to beep at you, letting you know that it is locked or it has unlocked. Remote window control. What's really nice is if you double tap the unlock button on the key fob, it'll roll the windows down for you to allow you to let out the heat. It'll also open up the sunroof that you have right here. And it will it will open up as far or as long as you are holding down the unlock button. So if you only want them cracked, you would do it relatively quickly just to crack the windows. All right, now I would like to go over the individual setting. So with the ASPEC technology package, you have a system called adaptive dampering. What that does is when you change your drive modes by pressing on the dynamic mode here, not only does it adjust your acceleration, but in sport mode, it will stiffen up your suspension and stiffen up your steering, giving you more control of your vehicle, as well as giving you a quicker acceleration. If we put it in comfort mode, the comfort mode will loosen up your steering and loosen up your suspension, giving you a more comfortable ride. That one is designed for more everyday driving. Now, what individual mode does, it allows you to fine-tune what you want. So let's say you're a speed demon and you want to have the sport engine, so you get the quicker acceleration, the louder engine noise, but you want the comfort suspension because you don't want to feel all those bumps. You can adjust that. So now anytime you hit the individual mode right here, it will automatically adjust your settings to the sport engine with the comfort suspension and the comfort steering. So those are the drive modes, and that is the individual mode. Next, I'm going to go over on the touchscreen how you can see your maintenance. So your maintenance info will pop up here if you need anything. Your engine oil right now is the one that's going to be popped up the most. You can see that it's at 100%. Once again, though, you can come over here, scroll through, and see your oil engine life. Whew. I know that was a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna let you folks soak that in. If you have any questions, my name again is Dustin with Serra Acura. Feel free to reach out to me. I can answer any questions that you may have. If I'm not available, one of our other product specialists will be more than happy to help out. Have a good day, folks.